Welcome everybody, we have the brand new Samsung Gear S2 finally here at home 1 month after it was announced in Berlin, I think, at the IFA 2015. We have this beautiful round smartwatch now here for testing out. Now what's brand new about this smartwatch is by Samsung, it doesn't only work with Samsung smartphones finally anymore, but also for example with Sony, Huawei, HTC, any other company that has an Android operating system starting at Android 4.4, and actually you can read that right here on the side of the box. It says it right there, 1.5 gigs of RAM are minimum, and Android 4.4, so Lollipop, which is actually, it's not even Lollipop. What was Lollipop before was, I'm not sure. So Android 4.4 has been around for 2 years now, and yeah, any phone that has 1.5 gigs of RAM will work. And internally you will find also that we have here not only Wi-Fi built in and Bluetooth, but for example also 4 gigs of internal RAM, and it's also water resistant with IP68, so that means you can go swimming with it for half an hour up to 1.5 meters deep. I think that's actually more of a reason to go or to just leave it on in the shower. I wouldn't go swimming with it because IP68 is not, for example, water resistant in salty water, so keep that in mind. But it's still wireless chargeable, but we have 2 buttons on it and a microphone hole that you want to look out for. So beautiful package here, the Samsung Gear S2, which I have ordered in gray. So you can see it here right on the bottom. We have here the gray model on the Gear S2, and it's available here in Germany also in white, but you can of course change the bands, but the middle part will be the same, as you will see when you will buy the device or check it out in stores. So once I open it up before in German, you can see here the beautiful smartwatch, which is not reacting on my touch, but actually I've turned it on before and it tells us right now we should connect it via the Samsung Gear app to a smartphone. As I said, any Android smartphone, but we will not do it right away. We'll do that in a few minutes when we finish with the unboxing and try our first run here in the real life outside in a bar. So then we have a few things inside the box, like a charger, a charging pad which is wireless, then also here the wristband and a little bit to read. So actually the device is called R720 as far as I know. Here, yeah, R720 is the code name for it. And let's just put this to the side. The manual is not that important. You can learn everything from me. Just check out my other videos also that will be coming up in the next 5-6 days here about the beautiful Samsung Gear S2. So we have here an extra wristband in black, or anthracite as some people may call it, in the size S. So this is just a second band in case you don't like the big one as Samsung or Apple does it. You get 2 different sizes here. For example, women don't need the large size, but you can see here that we have a quite nice mechanism for plugging it into the wristband actually, or to the medium part with full metal little hinges. But these are proprietary, so you can't buy any. You have to buy them from Samsung or from Chinese companies that will rip them off. So we have also a little charger here, standard micro USB charger. You know these from old Samsung smartphones, 700 milliamp at 5 volts. That's not too much, but of course the smartwatch doesn't have a big battery, so this doesn't need to charge long. But with wireless charging, it will not take 5 minutes. It will take about half an hour to an hour, I guess. So let me just take off here or peel off these things here, and then let's see how the charging pad looks like. Actually, it reminds me a little bit to the Motorola charging pads, where we just put here the smartwatch, plug the USB in on the back, right there. It says Samsung only on the back. On the front there is nothing except for a tiny little LED hole right here, which is quite nice. And on the bottom we have of course a few regulatory things, like it tells us that you should input 5 volts at 700 milliamps. Of course, that's what the charger said before. Then we have here the smartwatch itself. I also have to remove some peeling here, foil, there we go. So we have then here the beautiful ring. We can see I can turn this here a little bit. We will do a few close-ups also here with my 4K camera, but right now this is just a first thing that you will see. You can see this works quite nicely. We of course have also a touchscreen built in, so we could move the screen also 1.2 inches. But let's just first go around the device. Like for example, we have here on the bottom the on and off switch. On the top, I think that's the menu button, and then we have the microphone built in, so you can do some talking also with this Gear S2. Otherwise, quite beautiful metal device, because we have actually, it says it here on the back. I now don't know how good my camera will focus. Stainless steel all around the device for $350. It's the same price as Apple, but they don't use stainless steel on that cheap version. They only use aluminum. Here we have stainless steel, 316L, and it says Gear S2 on the back, and we have of course a sensor for your pulse. So I will actually try this out also in a fitness studio, and we can exchange here the bands, which is actually in the box here also the size L, so the medium size is not available here for just buying it regularly, but L and S, so for tiny girl hands or regular manly hands. How to take them off? It's not that easy. I tried it in a German video and I failed. Actually, I had to put it down on the table to do it. So what you have to do is push this part to on the outside and then pull this up. Let me try now. Maybe it will work in this video. So you have to push and pull, and it doesn't. So your best chances to getting this right are by putting it down on the table, pushing with one hand and pulling with the other. And for some reason it doesn't want to work for me. There we go. So here we go. You can see quite nice mechanism, which is extremely strong, so this definitely won't come off your wrist. Nobody will take it off your wrist that easily unless the rubber will fail. And let me just put it back on here, which is of course a lot easier. Just like this, slide it in and it will click, and then it's on. Here we go. So this is the Samsung Gear S2. I will do comparisons with Huawei, Motorola, LG and other companies of course in the next few days. Thank you much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. Till next time, please tune in again. And this was just a short unboxing. More coming up soon. Of course, testing it with other smartphone companies also.